Oh, ja, 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 ja. In the hills where it's high, meditation is good. In the hills where it's high, meditation is good. Let our hands be pure and clean. Let our heart be pure and clean. In the hills where it's high, make a joyful noise unto Jah, Jah. God Jah is worthy to be praised. Exalt his name highly, highly. In the hills where it's cool. In the hills. In the hills where Jah Jah is. In Jah, who I meditate. In Jah, who I meditate. Jah is the one who creates. Jah is the one who I reign. In the hills,
Rasta. Praise to the Most High, Jah Rastafari, you know. But just saying I'm not here to do a work, so most man in creation don't really know how to go on, you know. Jah give you the gifts to play music of 10 strings.
A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Big Stone Television. As you know, the series continues of our great icons, those who have gone before us and those who are still here with us today. Today, I'm going to talk about a young man, only 21 years old when he left this earth. But can you imagine the amount of songs and the plateau of music that he left us? He left us as an icon slash legend. We're talking about a young man by the name of Hugh Mundell. Hugh Mundell was born on the 14th of June, 1962. Mundell was born the fourth child and only boy to Theresa and Alvin Mundell. Alvin Mundell was a successful lawyer. Hugh attended St. Margaret's Preparatory School, Kingsway Preparatory School, and the Ardenne High School before pursuing a career in music. Most thought that Mundell would become an athlete because he was known to be a competitive runner and routinely participated in street running races with other neighborhood youth. Mundell grew up just houses away from three other youth who would also go on to become reggae singers: Winston McIntosh, Earl 16, and Yabby Hugh, protege Wayne Wade. Mundell was introduced to reggae by reggae performer and producer Boris Gardner, who was a friend of the family. Mundell was at Joe Gibbs' studio the day that Winston McIntosh recorded the song Malcolm X. Joe Gibbs offered Mundell the opportunity to record, and they laid down a track titled Where Is Natty Dread. The track is never pressed to vinyl. It is at Gibbs' studio that he meets dub maestro Augustus Pablo. Mundell explained in his November 1980 interview with Sounds magazine Edwin Ponce. I did one recorded for Joe Gibbs for Errol Thompson's Records, which was not released, called Where Is Natty Dread. And one day I was at the studio and Augustus Pablo saw me at the Joe Gibbs session because he used to run around and check it out, And he asked me to come and do some recordings for him. So I said, yeah. So I went by his house and started rehearsing, and he created the rhythms. The following Saturday, we went to the studio where we recorded my first two songs for release called Africa Must Be Free and My. Between 1976 and 1978, Mundell and Pablo laid the tracks for what would ultimately become Mundell's debut LP, Africa Must Be Free, by 1983. Produced by Augustus Pablo, Mundell wrote every song on the record. It included two Black Hawk recorded titles, Let's All Unite and Why Do Black Man Fuss and Fight, both supervised and mixed by Lee Perry. The album received 5-star from Rolling Stone magazine and was included in Tom Moon's 2008 book, 1,000 Recordings to Hear Before You Die. He was a major influence on Junior Reid, who was 3 years younger, and Mundell was the first to record Reid. He also kept a close friendship with Reid's friend Laxley Castell, who, like Reid, hailed from Waterhouse. Mundell recorded several 12-inch singles under the alias Ja Levi. Hugh Mundell only performed publicly several times throughout his career. While he may have performed a number of shows in Jamaica and the UK, only the following shows have been confirmed. Mundell performs at the Organization of African Unity, the OAU, 14th anniversary show on Wednesday the 25th of May 1977 at the Queen's Theatre in Kingston. Also on the bill are the 12 Tribe of Israel players composed by Junior Dan on bass, Sanji Davis on guitar, Albert Malawi on drums, and Pablo Black on keys, and Generation Gap. which include a very young Wycliffe Steely Johnson on keys and Dalton Brownie on guitar. Many of the players at this event are the very same musicians who play on Mundell's Africa Must Be Free by 1983. They were also part of the Rockers All-Stars, who play on Augustus Pablo's production. The 29th of October 1979, Ward Theatre, Kingston, Jamaica, with Augustus Pablo, Junior Delgado, Dave Robinson, Tallow Dancers, Tivoli High School Dancers, Horace Handy, Little Junior, Jabba Tate, Shaolin Kid. The show was backed by the 7th Extension and the Roots International Band. June 1980, Bermuda. Hugh performed on a ferryboat cruise. Mundell stayed in the apartment of Bermudian Rastafarian soccer legend Cyril D'Agostili while in Bermuda. The 20th of October 1980, Palais des Arts, Paris, France with Brimstone. The 12th of December 1980, London Theatre, London, UK with Aswal. That show was cancelled. The 17th of February 1981, Top Rank Suite, Dale Hen, Birmingham with Sound System, Sir Coxon, Fat Man, Studio City, Quaker City. The 17th of March 1981, Hammersmith Palais, London, UK with Mutombo, Tribesmen, Brimstone, and Bumble and the Bees. Mundell cancelled just days before the show. It is rescheduled for the 6th of April 1981. The 6th of April 1981, Hammersmith Palais, London, UK with Mutombo, Tribesmen, Brimstone, and Bumble and the Bees. July 1981, The Stone, San Francisco. The 4th of October 1981, Reggae Sunblast Festival, Greek Theatre, Berkeley, California. Also on the bill are Judy Mowat, Marcia Griffiths, Joe Higgs, the Wailers Band, and the Wailing Souls. Mundell appeared in the Bay Area in December 1981, where he played a Reggae Roots Festival along with Wailing Soul, Raskidos, Joe Higgs and Unity and Uprising. 30th of May 1982, Keystone, Berkeley, California, backed by Ardenne and all Jamaican band hailing from the Bay Area. In reviewing Mundell's performance in the local city paper, music journalist Bruce Dancis wrote the following. 19-year-old Jamaican singer Hugh Mundell, backed by Raskidos Roots connection, contributed a brief set that was marred by the fact that he was obviously feeling the effects of a cold. This was a disappointment because the angelically voiced singer possesses one of the purest voices in popular music. Ironically, in Mundell's prior Berkeley appearance this past July, his glorious vocals were impeded by poor communication with his support band. This time around, Mundell and the band were more connected, but the singer's illness prevented him from launching into the spirited performance of which he is capable. In addition to performing live as a reggae artist, Mundell also performed live as Chalivi throughout Jamaica on the Island Sound System circuit with the likes of Barrington Levi, Burro Banton, Rankin Tyan, Junior Reid, and Elfego Barker, Volcanic Hi-Fi. He also performed for Noel Harper's Kilimanjaro Sound System with artists like Super Cat, John Wayne, Dirty Harry, Junior Reid, Madu, Upton James, Puddy Roots, and Major Mansi. There is existing audio of Mundell performing on the Sound System circuit on 2 occasions. In August 1983, Mundell, along with Junior Reid, represented Kilimanjaro at Whitehall Avenue, Kingston, with selector Ainsley on the turntable. Mundell and Reid did several numbers, Mundell versioning Reason and Reid voicing Some Guys Standard. On September 7, 1983, Mundell and Junior Reid represented Volcano Sound at Cassava Peace, Constant Spring, Kingston 8, with Volcano selector Danny Dredd at the control. Mundell and Reed spar over the disease's rhythm before they performed the Betcha by Golliwog standard. Mundell also performed his song Great Tribulation. On the 14th of October 1983, Hugh Mundell was shot to death while sitting in his vehicle on Grand Spin Avenue, Kingston. Also in the car were Mundell's wife in the passenger seat and Junior Reed, who was sitting in the back seat. Reed survived the assault and spoke in great detail about it in a 1985 interview with the Beats' Rather Stephen. At the time of his death, Mundell had recorded 5 LPs and numerous singles. On Friday, the 22nd of November 1985, Mr. Justice Downer sentenced 25-year-old Ricardo Codrington, laborer of Above Rock, St. Andrew, to 10 years imprisonment at hard labor for the murder of Hugh Mundell. The sentencing occurred after a home circuit court found Codrington guilty of manslaughter arising out of the fatal shooting of Mundell on the 13th of October 1983. Codrington was charged with murder, but the jury convicted him of the lesser offense. The judge said Codrington had already served 2 years, and that was taken into account when sentencing him. Hugh Mundell, dead at 21 years old. What an artist. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take this time out and reach out to his family, those who are alive today, and offer my sincerest condolences. We're so saddened by this loss because we know in the year 2022, a young Hugh Mundell would have been about 60 years old. But guess what? He would have been rolling and rolling and rolling. Hugh Mundell, what a voice, what a spiritual voice. When I heard him just kicking back and doing that acoustic with Augustus Pablo, tears rolled down my eyes of what it could have been with this great, legendary icon. What a loss to reggae music. And we're going to take this opportunity and appeal to those people who kill great men and not build great men. Anytime you think about taking the life of a legend or an icon, think about the consequences. Think about the loss that you have given to this great country, Jamaica. Think about the loss that you have given to the millions and millions of fans who would have grown to love him. Think about what you have done. It is not right. It is not something that I condone. And it is something that I personally work hard to help our misguided youths on the right direction. Hugh Mundell was an icon / legend. He's one of the most sought after artists since I started this series. Hugh Mundell, may your soul rest in peace. You came, you saw, and you conquered. Thank you so much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Please like and share this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, now is the time for you to do so. Thank you so much for watching.